Hi there, welcome to kneppyinvests and welcome to the final trading day of the week, the final trading day of November, and the final trading day of spring 2024. Yes, the next time I do a video, an ASX daily rundown video, it will be December 2nd, 2024. And that means we're in the most boring week or month of the year, particularly towards the end of December. Not much happening is happening on the ASX. And it gives us time to reflect, gives us time to recognize and to acknowledge our mistakes. And that is exactly what I've done in the past 24 hours, because yesterday, even though I was extremely fatigued and tired, I made some mistakes, particularly in editing one of my videos. Well, I edited the video, but I actually uploaded the unedited video of my Pro Medicus video instead of the edited version. That is actually the first time I've done that. Now, in that particular video, it was a problem because it needed editing. A lot of my videos don't need editing because I start recording and that's it. I don't stop during the video. In fact, today's ASX Daily Rundown video, I won't need much editing at all because I start recording and that's it. Now, sometimes when I do start recording a video, I will actually repeat it a few times to get the ideal start. But once I start recording the edition I like, I just keep on going. So that's the way I like it, as little editing as possible. Maybe that's a byproduct of me being lazy. I have no idea. Anyway, going on a bit of a rant. So what's happened today on the ASX? And it depends what you're talking about. XJO down, but resources up 0.84%. An okay day for tech and also small caps. And of course, the Wall Street was closed overnight. It's Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, or today, their time now, Friday is Black Friday. I have taken advantage of that. A few sales out there right now. I'm not sure why we have Black Friday here, because I'm pretty sure it's trading day in the United States the day after Thanksgiving. So there's no reason why we need to adopt Thanksgiving. And therefore, why are we adopting Black Friday? We don't need to do that. But anyway, I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of a lot of messages that companies are doing Black Friday sales. And my first thought is, why? Why are we doing Black Friday? There's no reason we should be doing Black Friday sales. It's the day after Thanksgiving. We don't do Thanksgiving. Anyway, I could go on a big rant about that, but I'm not going to. I got a pretty boring day on the market today. I had trouble finding 5 announcements, or 5 companies who released interesting announcements. Now, stock of the day is Findi. Share price down about 23.4%. They released their half-year results. So I have done a standalone video on that company. Also, interesting announcements from Select Harvest. They did release full-year results. Almond producer, distributor, that sort of thing. Orthocell went into a trading halt. And I have done a standalone video on that company. That is my small cap stock of the day. No trading that company, but it looks like they might get FDA approval or something like that. And indicated price is quite high. Now, it won't be there now because the trading day has gone, but the indicated price was up about 10%. Maas Group went into trade. I think they went into trading halt, but they have announced an acquisition or a few acquisitions, also a capital raising, and the market likes it. So they'll talk about that company. And I've just included a random company. A company called Hancock and Gore. They released their results the other day. I didn't have any time to do it because this company's quite small. And to be honest with you, what they do is not that interesting. But why not talk about a company that most investors have never heard of? So Hancock and Gore. And I should also mention I've taken profits with integrated research. And I bought some shares in a trading position in email payments. Also put in an order for motorcycle holdings, whatever, but don't think my bid has been hit yet. Close, but it's not. One of these is my bid. I'm not sure which one. Anyway, so might buy some. I want to see if I want to put in a bid for AI and Meter as well. Not sure what price I'd put in, but anyway. That's for me to figure out over the next few days. Okay, so let's have a look at the ASX today. We'll have a look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies. Then we'll do that top 5 stocks today, and then I might look at some of your comments. I should have time, I think. Anyway, actually a pretty good day. I'm looking at this, and we knew, if you do follow the market before it opens, that there was indications that we were going to be down on open, and we were. And we did see a rally, particularly after midday, on all the indices. So, in fact, the All Tech indice was down at midday and then rallied during the day. So that is a good end to the day, good end to the week as well, even though we are down slightly. I would think we are at all-time highs or near all-time highs for the XJO and XAO. Best performing sectors today. So mining, of course, IT's had a pretty good day, and the rest of the sectors either flat, neutral, or down a fair bit for real estate. So I assume Goodman Group was down a little bit. Telecommunications, industrials, both down by more than 0.5%. So a fairly uninteresting day, to be honest with you, which is natural enough because we don't get that lead in from Wall Street. Gold's had a good day. And what else has had a good day? Resources, mining, tech, and banks. Looks like banks are down. And in fact, the ASX 20 is down 0.14%. More than likely, that's because of the banks. 4 of the biggest 6 companies in the ASX are banks. I'm going to see if that is right. I've just opened up the ASX 20 page, and we can list. I forgot to see how many companies are up and down, but there it is. 6 up, 12 down, 2 flat. And we can actually list this by market cap. So the biggest company is CBA, BHP. I forgot CSL. Yeah, CBA, BHP, CSL, then NAB, Westpac, ANZ. So 4 of the biggest 6 companies on the ASX are banks. So if banks collapse, our market, our indices, particularly the XJO, XAO, all those indices will collapse alongside the bank. So NAB down 1.1%, ANZ down 1.1%, Westpac down 0.12%, and for some reason Commonwealth Bank flat. Not much selling there. I'm not sure why, because that is probably the most overvalued, expensive bank in the world, and could be ever. Should I say that? The most expensive bank ever? Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. And there's Goodman Group down 0.84%. Okay, let's turn our attention to the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. Look at the top gainers and top losers. I would assume there's a few surprises in here, a few announcements I did miss. For instance, a company called Packaging. I wonder if that company has something to do with packaging. PPG, share price up 147% today. Fairly low turnover, but that's a big jump in the share price. Fairly small markup, 7.6 million. Let's just have a look to see maybe a takeover bid. I don't know. Why is the share price up? Nothing. Oh no, their shares were halted at 3:08 p.m. Their company did receive a price query from the ASX. In fact, funny enough, if you do have a look at the buyers and sellers here, the first buyer is at 2.7 cents, the first seller is at 4.2 cents. There's a big gap between those two. So for some reason, someone just wanted or needed to buy some shares in this company. If you have a look at the course of sales, share price started at 1.9 cents and closed at 4.2, and the ASX is just wondering what's happened here. You see a fair bit of solid volume came in just before midday, and I think this is a bit of day traders seeing a bit of action happening, and they get FOMO, and they just have to buy shares, and that FOMO does increase the share price. So nothing really interesting happening with Pro Packaging unless they announce to the market they do have some interesting information that they have not released to the market. So let's have a look at the chart for this company. Again, I'm just assuming this is a packaging company. I could be wrong. And what an ugly chart. But saying that, look at the volume coming in. Look at the volume coming in from mid-October. A really big volume coming in. What's happening there? Don't know. That could be a sign. And there is indications that volume does precede price action. And maybe this is the start of Pro Packaging share price starting to increase. The first signs, maybe the first signs were the volume coming in. Not sure what's happening there, but interesting in itself. Anyway, fairly low volume otherwise. Invion, Canada Resources, share price up 26%. I should have a quick look at this one too. There was enough turnover that maybe they did release something. So let's have a look. No, they didn't. Nothing. They did release some price-sensitive announcements 2 days ago, and let's just see what their trade history is. So share price has bounced off that. So maybe the share price or the chart is looking a little bit interesting. So let's have a look at this particular company, Canada Resources. And again, look at this volume. So again, just like packaging, some really big volume coming towards the end of October. Share price really didn't do anything, and then we started to see share price drift higher. And today, share price has taken off. So this is another case where maybe the company should receive a price query from the ASX. So two really interesting charts just when you're looking at the volume. So some reason people are getting interested in these two companies. Not sure why. What else do we have here? Move Logistics. Most of the companies are fairly small, and there's nothing really interesting of note here, other than, although there is a bit of pretty big volume coming for MTM Critical Metals and Lavoto Resources. We'll have a quick look at Lavoto because the market cap of that company is quite high. And let's see if they did release anything today. No. So again, probably just a little bit of noise. Okay, let's turn attention to the best gainers or the top gainers by market cap. We might see some more interesting in companies here. So Maas Group, I will talk about that. Share price up 7.61%. Chart does look interesting, by the way. So I do want to spend a little bit of time on the chart for Maas Group. Potential breakout happening. I have not had a look at their acquisitions, but I have heard through the grapevine, and my definition of grapevine is quite broad, that quite a few analysts do like the acquisitions the company have made. And also, someone did mention in the comment section that the the discount to the share price, the capital raising discount was quite low, quite small. Let's see if I can find it somewhere here. Here it is. Ben Hutchinson, Maas Group announced 128 million cap raise at a mere 1% discount. That's good. That's really good. With CEO tipping in $25 million. That's confidence. I actually do agree with that. I love that sort of discount and CEO putting a lot of money in. That's a good sign. Okay, so in fact, I'm talking about Maas Group more than I should be. Novonix up, so probably just a bit of bouncing. Webjet up. Phoenix Resources up as well. So iron ore might be turning around. Maybe silver's turning. Silver's mines is up as well. SmartPay, a bit of a bounce there. I think I did mention a SmartPay chart was showing a little bit of some signs of being oversold. So not surprised share price has bounced there. Company I do own, Adrat Holdings, up 9.7%, but fairly low volume. Okay, let's have a look at the top losers. And we know who's going to be at number one here. Findi, down 23.74%. Probably the big thing about Findi is whether this is an overreaction from the market. However, I am trading it. And if I do get a sell signal, I am going to sell Findi. Bioxen, a lot of volatility with that company. I think at one point today, Findi's or Bioxen share price was 2 to 2.1 cents. Let me just confirm that. Bioxen. And I am trading this one, by the way, but I'm just don't like how much volatility there is. Yeah, 1 point today, 2.1 cents. 1 point yesterday, 2.4 cents, and it's gone all the way down to 1.5 cents. And I just hate that. It tells me maybe there's some day traders coming in. They're liking the volatility. So we can't see the share price drop more below, much more below 1.5 cents. In fact, I'm just going to have a look at the... It's funny, but because... Yeah, there's not much sellers above 1.5 cents. So a fair bit of buyers. I'm not sure why anyone would be selling at 1.5 when you have very little above 1.5. This could go back up to 2 cents really easy. A couple of buyers, a couple of day traders coming in and go, oh, we're going to push the share price up. Anyway, so interesting there with Bioxen. Not sure why the market is getting excited. Could be just day traders again. And Atomos. Atomos down 11.8%, 1.5 cents. That's interesting. Atomos did have a trading update the other day, and it was not that positive, if I remember correctly. Share price has just plunged the last few days. Some big volume coming in as well. When did they release that trading update? was yesterday. It was only yesterday. It sounded negative, this particular trading out from Atomos. Yeah, anyway, trying to remember what I found negative about it. Anyway, it was this bit here. Core product suite traded well in Q1. However, aggressive competitor pricing has resulted in softer than expected Q2 sales. Combating with this with reduced pricing strategies will impact gross product margins in the short to medium term. This is their core products. Aggressive competitor pricing and reduced pricing strategies. The very mention of competitive pricing tells me that there's very little moat for the products they are selling. Because if they had the moat, if they had brand recognition, people wouldn't care about the price. They wouldn't care the competitors were undercutting them or having aggressive competitive pricings. They would just buy the brand. This is what I want. Anyway, so that is a problem for Atomos. And to be honest with you, if you have a look at the chart, it's an ugly chart. Atomos, I think they sell products that you put on your phone to replicate a good camera or something like that. Anyway, an ugly looking chart, no reason to get excited. Although you might say if they can turn the share price around, maybe it's a good value, maybe. But a lot of work has to be done before I get to that point. And let's have a look by market cap, just to see if there's any surprises here. I would assume no. BSP Financial, which is Bank of South Pacific. I'm going to have a quick look at that chart. That could be just because there's a bit of weakness in the banking sector. But I do but I do find these banks to be more interesting than the big four banks in Australia. For instance, the P/E ratio of this particular company is only 7.8. So you're getting actually value here. You might be saying, well, there's a bit of sovereign risk, but really, is it that much more risk with this particular bank than Australian banks? Probably not that much. The other one I would prefer, just because the valuation is Kina Securities, which is, in fact, this chart looks okay. This company has a P/E ratio of 7.4, dividend yield of 9.4. This is more of a Papua New Guinea bank, I think. I started following this back in January. Share price actually broke out. Share price pulled back because I think there was a dividend. They paid a dividend in March. You see that little pullback in share price. Share price has increased a little bit since then, up from 86 cents to $1.03. Okay, what else do we have here? Select Harvest, I'll talk about that company. Did release their full-year results. Yeah, full-year results. BrainChip, up and down like a yo-yo. EZZ Life Sciences, up and down like a yo-yo. EZZ Life Sciences share price did rise yesterday, but not a breakout. And I think I did show you the chart for that company. BetMakers down. I thought maybe if 10 cents can hold for BetMakers, we'll have a look at the chart for this one. That would be interesting. So if it does hold above 10 cents now, could be a time to buy. So share price rallied, then you can actually see it back in early November. Share price rallied and then pulled back. Then we saw another rally. So is this a pullback to buy into? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, what else? Brisbane Broncos, yeah, more than likely share price move down there because Brisbane Broncos will get the wooden spoon the next 5 years running. I think that's an almost guarantee. And of course, I'm kidding. Anyway, let's go to the top 5 stocks of the day. First company I want to look at and talk about is Hancock and Gore. Hancock and Gore. Who remembers what this company does? I'm pretty sure I've talked about this company. I'm not sure if I've done a standalone video. No, I've definitely talked about this company at least once, but I'm not sure in or what capacity. Okay, so Hancock and Gore did release their results the other day. Financial year 24 results. I'm just going to open up the presentation. Now, this would be considered an investment company, something like that. I'm going to see what they call themselves. Let's see what they call themselves. A diversified investment group, but they do have what they consider a key asset, and that is GUS, G-U-S. So GUS stands for Global uniform solutions. And within that particular GUS division, what do you want to call it, there is quite a few brands or companies. So Mountcastle, which I'm pretty sure they purchased, and School Blazer. Now, you might notice if you go to the first page of this presentation, there's 4 kids, fairly old kids, maybe old teenagers. A few of these look pretty old. That guy there looks pretty old. Anyway, you notice they're wearing school uniforms. So that's what this company does. That's when I say or think of Hancock and Gore, I just think school uniforms. And I'm pretty sure this presentation has some sort of, what do you call it? Structure, group structure. And here it is. Yes, it has a group structure. So even though this is an investment company, they are almost primarily focused on school uniforms through Global Uniform Solutions, and they own School Blazer and Mountcastle Group, which is, and School Blazer is UK and also Australia. They also have other investments. Not sure what those other investments is because maybe they're quite small. Product brands and channels to market. So focus on school uniforms. By the way, this company has a market cap of maybe 140 million, 140 million, maybe 130 million. 130 million, dividend yield of about 7%, PE ratio of 7.2. This is according to market index. So maybe there is some value with this company, but what about the growth? Not sure about the growth. How much growth is there? What is their total addressable market? I'm not going to explore those questions, particularly if you're thinking long term, but maybe that sort of dividend yield is attractive for you. Share price has decreased during the year. In fact, it's near its all-time, not all-time low, but 1 year low. Anyway, so sales have increased, but I'm wondering if some of that is because of acquisitions. Not sure. EBITDA barely improved. Cash flow from operations up to 10.5 million. EBIT up to 6.2 million. Cash flow from operations, including leases, excluding interest tax, 8.8 million. $1.6 million of cash, $31 million of net working capital, a bit of debt as well, and net assets of $24.1 million. Well, they have a pro forma combined businesses. So I think they made an acquisition sometime in the last year. So pro forma is what I want to see here. So revenue 108.6, EBIT of 13.8. They don't talk about profit here. Profit's what I'm looking at, or what I want to see. And by far, School Blazer is the biggest company. And net assets of 44.1 million. Integration update and focus areas for financial year 25. I don't think they did include any sort of guidance. Here we go. Portfolio excluding Mountcastle. So listed 32%, unlisted 20%. I'm not sure if they do mention what they own here, their assets. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find that somewhere, however. But anyway, again, this company is mainly to do with uniforms. So even though they're an investment group company or investment company, whatever you want to call it, mostly a uniform company, because the key asset, their core asset, is GUS, which is Globally Uniform Solutions. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart for Hancock and Gore. Is this an interesting chart? Well, we already know the share price is near a 12-month low. So the answer to that is no, but is there value here? The other thing I should mention is the share price is getting close to the levels we saw back in June, July, August of 2023. And I'd say there is probably support at these levels. I'm just going to have a quick look at the weekly chart. And yeah, maybe there is support at these levels. Maybe. We have seen an increase in volume since 2023. That could be because of acquisitions. But other than that, not much interest in this company as a longer-term hold. So I'd probably more likely than not trading this than anything else. And do I see a possibility here of a trade? Not necessarily, unless you do think the share price is at a support zone and the share price might bounce. Okay, so that's Hancock and Gore. I doubt many of you have heard of this company. Now, coming in number 4, we have Select Harvest. Share price down a fair bit. I didn't expect share price down 5.4%. So financial year results. I just have a look at the results overview. So we did see, or this company did see pretty big jumps in some of their financial metrics. But the reason there were jumps is because almond prices have increased. Their crop this year was significantly bigger. So you can't look at this year's numbers, compare them to last year and think these were really good results, because it's about how these results compare to expectations and any sort of future guidance the company did release. So for instance, EBITDA, 46 million. Last year, EBITDA loss was 117 million. Profit of 1.5 million. Last year, the loss was 114.7 million. So if you just looked at those numbers, last year compared to this year, you might be thinking, wow, what a great year for Select Harvest. Almond crops up significantly, up 49.3%. Almond prices up 19.6%, and that is fairly important. Unfortunately, Select Harvest have no control over almond prices. So if almond prices fall 40% in 2025, that's going to be significantly a negative for Select Harvest, and that's why I would call this company, or refer to this, maybe not refer, I would compare this company to mining companies. It's a commodity company. So they're all commodities. This is a commodity. And for most commodity-driven companies, mining companies, agricultural companies, most of them don't have much control over the price they sell their underlying product. Debt, 162.3 million. So that has decreased, net debt. Earnings per share of 1.24 cents. And no dividend declared. Funny enough, it's really interesting. The managing director mentioned Select Harvest recorded net profit. The first time I actually saw that, I thought he said they reported a record profit, not recorded. So that's just me glancing at it. So that would be very intriguing if this was a record profit, 1.5 million. Anyway, I don't think they would have provided any guidance just because it's hard to guide. Here we go. Market outlook. Have not read this yet. The future of the macro environment for almond looks bright. Who knows, but at the global level, the trend for consuming healthy food continues. Yeah, whatever. In the US, bearing acres have peaked, and we are witnessing a reduction in almond acres across California. The US objective forecast is for 2.8 billion pounds, and the initial feedback suggests the actual crop is more likely to be smaller, but there's a chance it might be bigger. Carry forward inventories are low, and it suggests that this is likely to remain the case for at least the next few years. These factors will help support prices in Australia. Yeah, he's probably right, but the question is, will that happen? Will that happen? Not sure. So let's have a look at the chart for Select Harvest. And I don't think this one is that good. No, it's not that good. In fact, you might say its share price is just going sideways. It's in a trading range. It started to look interesting back in middle of September. Looks like it was heading for a breakout, but that breakout failed. And in fact, the share price right now is sort of in between the top and the bottom of the trading range. But if the managing director is right, and maybe almond prices increase, this could be a good play, good trade. And if you have a look at the weekly chart and go back far enough, you'll see when exactly almond prices were high. You can tell just by looking at the chart. So almond prices were high back in 2005, and almond prices were definitely high back in 2015, and almond prices were low in 2012, and fairly low over the past few years as well. So I would say Select Harvest share price or chart follows almond prices pretty well. Not sure where I could find an almond price chart, however. It's really funny, this particular presentation from Select Harvest is titled 27 November 2009. That's the title of this particular announcement. And you sometimes see that when you open up an announcement from a company, the title is just something really weird. And this one is 27 November 2009. They must have released results on that date in 2009 and just maintained the title since. Anyway. So Select Harvest coming in number 4. Coming in number 3, we have Orthocell. I have done a standard video on this one. They've gone into trading halt, so I'll just do this fairly quickly. If you want to have a look at the chart, look at that particular video, which I will be releasing on the morning of Saturday, the 30th of November. And the trading halt is because they are expecting something to do with their FDA thingy for Rempler. And I'm just going to say what it is exactly right now. So pending an announcement regarding the results of the regulatory study required for an application to the FDA to gain market approval of Rempler in the US. So hopefully it's positive, and I think the market was leaning that way based off the indicated price, which was about 88 cents, about 8% higher than the share price of 81 cents. Okay, coming in number 2, we have Maas Group. Share price up 7.5%. 7.6%. The chart does look interesting for this one. I had a quick look at the chart, and I was like, ooh, it's starting to look interesting. So they went into trading halt on the 28th, that's yesterday, to announce, I can't remember what the trading halt said. It would have been capital raising, but did it say acquisition as well? So whenever I own a company and they go into a trading halt, it can be quite exciting unless you know it's going to be a capital raising. So they do mention capital raising, and it doesn't say why. So at this point, a shareholder might be going, "Oh, really? Do we need a capital raising?" And then 1 hour later, probably their fears were allayed because capital raise for strategic acquisitions presentation. So the share price before today was $4.60, and the capital raising, apparently, according to who was it? Ben Hutchinson, was at a 1% discount. Let us verify that. Just because Ben Hutchinson says it doesn't mean he's right. We just can't believe what people say. And so at 465, and they've increased their placement because of significant demand. 465. Now, the share price actually closed at 460. So this was a premium, not a discount. This looks like it was a premium to the price, not a discount, unless the placement was at a high price. Yeah, this was okay, so 465 is a 2% discount to the 5-day VWAP, but at a premium to the share price it was the day they announced it. This is my favorite type of capital raising. No discount. I have seen in the past capital raisings at premiums. My favorite case was a company called Structural Monitoring Systems, maybe 2012, who did a capital raising at a premium to an institution. And I just remember that because I was a shareholder at the time. I was like, oh no, capital raising. What? It's at a premium. Wow, this can be done. You can raise capital at a premium. Anyway, fantastic, absolutely fantastic capital raising by Maas Group. Anyway, so I have not had a look at the acquisition, but I have heard, again, through the grapevine, and when I say through the grapevine, I'm talking about Capital Brief. Yes, who am I kidding? It was just Capital Brief. There was something interesting in here. Probably won't be able to find it now. Here, no, it's at the top. Maas Group shares saw on triple acquisition equity raising. And there was a couple of comments from some analysis here from Wilson Advisory. Described the acquisitions as a positive move and said the growth drivers and upside in return on capital are significant. They noted that acquisitions are consistent with the group's existing growth strategy, with the new assets adding capability in adjacent geographic regions and offering significant long-term growth potential. Okay, so I'll have a look at the acquisition soonish rather than late-ish, but I do want to have a look at the chart for Maas Group. I'm pretty sure this is owner-led by Mr. Maas, and this is the weekly chart, but I want to have a look at the daily chart. So, share price was in a beautiful uptrend. Share price pulled back a little bit, but the share price still remains in a longer-term uptrend. And then we saw the share price pull back over the last month, and $5 is an important level for this company. And we have seen the share price struggle to get above $5 since February of this year. You can see a really good run up in the share price. Got to about $5 and pulled back. Got back up to $5 back in October, then pulled back. And it actually did get above $5 just today, and we have seen share price pull back. So $5 is a very important level. If I see the share price get above $5, I will take a position in Maas Group. I'm going to say that right now. I will take a position in this company if I see the share price rally in the next few days. Okay, that's Maas Group. Coming in number 2. Coming in number 1, we have Findi. I did a standalone video on Findi. I talked about this company in my top 20 holdings. It's a trade at this point in time, just a trading position, and we're getting very close for me to taking profits. I'm just going to hold back for now. We'll have a quick look at the chart in this particular video. I'm holding back for now simply because I just want to see what happens over the next few days, because if the market has overreacted and the share price rallies, that would be good moving forward. Sort of like IPD Group. This one, I think the market did overreact, and we have seen the share price rally the last few days. So maybe, I don't know, yeah, anyway. So that could happen with Findi. Maybe the market has overreacted and the share price will rally. Okay, so that's all I got for this portion of the video. I will actually do a couple of comments. Okay, let's have a look at Bo373, shareholder in MMI, Metro Mining, wondering our thoughts on massive volume today with little movement. Okay, let's have a look at Metro Mining, massive volume apparently, and well, the share price is up 6.78%. Pretty nice. Volume set 877 million. I would wonder if there was a restructure of Nabari senior debt and royalty. I'm wondering if we look at the summary, there's just going to be one massive trade, and maybe a cross trade, something like that. So if you have a look at the course of sales, and if there's not, that would be really good. And we'll go back to the start of the day, and there it is. There's why there's massive volume today. At 9:24 and 24 a.m., there was S3 XT. XT is cross trade. Not sure what S3 stands for. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to Google this. There are, yeah, that's hot copper. There are some sites where, or which explains what these symbols are. For instance, what is cross trade? XT. So there is some explanation for what S3 is, but there it is. That's the reason why there was massive volume today. That is massive volume. And look at the amount, $40 million. There must be a reason behind that. I'm just wondering if that restructure of Nabari senior debt and novelty has anything to do with it. Probably not. But you never know. Anyway, maybe we're going to see some sort of, what do you call it? When they announce, of course, we don't see one from Metro Mining. Substantial holder announcement. So there was a ceasing to be a substantial holder in August. Change in substantial holding. I wonder if we're going to see one of those for Metro Mining. So that's why we've seen massive volume today. There was just one trade. This particular comment from your Freeman, I'm actually going to do a standalone video on that one. Is there a platform that shows all ASX companies' announcements, dates in one place, including AGMs, earning reports, capital raisings, major deals? Yes, I think that deserves a standalone video. PPL may be breaking out after the massive volume the other day. Price action is very positive. I already mentioned this. Sometimes volume can precede price action. PPL, I did notice that was in the top performers today, Pureprofile. So up 25%. Let's have a look at the chart for Pureprofile. And let's have a look, see. Yeah, massive volume, spike in volume. Chart does look pretty good. This would be a potential breakout for Pureprofile. So definitely a possible trade there. Although I would be worried share price pulls back a little bit. But, definitely there. From Fishball, thank you. What do you tell your head after you double up and more? It's so hard not to take profit, especially when there are days where it looks like there is a downtrend. If there's a downtrend, yeah, I wouldn't double up or anything like that. So the whole point of doubling up or increasing my holding in a company is the company share price needs to be in an uptrend. And that's all there is to it. So uptrends are your friend. Downtrends, I don't like downtrends at all. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to say about that particular comment. I don't like averaging down. I've done it on occasion, but I hate averaging down because there's a reason why the share price is dropping. The only reason I might average down is if I'm very confident, I have a lot of conviction, if I think a company is high quality and the share price has dropped because maybe the market, or I think the market is overreacting. That's the only time I will add to a position. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.